Bartalola. Good morning to one and all. Sorry for the technical issue. Yesterday we were discussing about the first unit and as well as the second unit. It means related to business environment, what's the meaning and definitions, and also the nature and scope and importance, and also its stakeholders. Related to these, you can expect the questions in your examination. Business environment. The types of business environment, yesterday I'll show you the chart related to this. That is internal environment and as well as the external environment. Internal environment, yesterday we were discussing that are value system, mission and objectives, management structure and the nature, internal power relationship, human resources, and also company image and brand equity, and other miscellaneous factors. Yesterday I was told you the physical assets and as well as the facilities like production and capacity, technology and efficiency of the productive approaches, and distribution logistics are among the factors which influence the competitiveness of the firm in the global level, and also the research and the development that is also most required for the purpose of the what innovative things can be taken a place in the field of business. Among other things, determine a company ability to innovate and compete. Then financial factors like financial policies, financial position, and capital structure also important for the internal environment, affecting to the business performance. Strategies and also the decisions is the most important. Then external environment. Under external environment, the business environment consisting of a micro environment and also macro environment. In the internal environment, we will discuss it. ಏನಪ್ಪ ಸ್ಲೈಡ್ಸ್ ಅನ್ನು ಇಲ್ಲ 15 and 16 ಸ್ಲೈಡ್ಗಳು ಬರ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ಲ. ರೀಡ್ ಆಗ್ತೀನಿ. ಅಪ್ಲೋಡ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ ಹೊಸ್ದಾಗಿ ನೋಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ. ಬಂದಿದೆಯಾ? As you guess, you can upload 2 slides decks. Please log into or sign up to free to upload more. What should I do? Remove from the stream or remove from the studio ಅಂತ it's ಬರ್ತಾರೆ. ಏನು more
ಪರಿಸರ ಕೊಡ್ತೀನಿ.
ಇಲ್ಲ ನೋಡ್ತೀನಿ. ಎಷ್ಟೊಂದು ಅರ್ಧ ಗಂಟೆ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ ಮಾತಾಡಿ 5 ನಿಮಿಷ ಸಾರಿ 3 ನಿಮಿಷ ಆಗಿದೆ.
ಇನ್ನು ಕರೆಂಟ್ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇರುತ್ತೆ ಸರ್.
ಹ್ಮ್. ಬಫರ್ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ ಮತ್ತೆ. ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ ಇನ್ನು ಬರ್ತಾ ಇದೆ. ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಪರವಾಗಿಲ್ಲ. Yes, sir. I have a class right now. Yes. Do one thing after 12 you can meet me. Yeah. ಬಫರ್ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ ಮೇಡಮ್. Close one minute. Take a. Hello. Sorry. Good morning to one and all. Now you can audible now. Yes. So, good morning to one and all. Can you audible right now? Then yesterday we were discussing about the business environment, introduction, meaning, definition, nature and scope, and importance of the business. And also we were discussing types of a business environment. Under the types of business environment, there is a two classification, that is internal environment and also the external environment. Under internal environment, we were discussing the value system, mission and objectives, and management structure and nature, internal power relationship, human resources, capacity, company image and brand equity. Then miscellaneous factors. Just I told you, the miscellaneous factors are like this. That is, there are a number of other internal factors which influence the business success or failures or influence the decision making. That are all. As we know about this, whether the company is become a business is become a success or failure, that is depending upon some miscellaneous factors. Hello, audible? Huh? That are all. They are all physical assets, facilities like a production capacity, technology and efficiency of a productive apparatus, distribution, logistics, etc., are among the factors which influence the competitiveness of the firm. And we were discussing the research and the development, that is most important, and the technological capabilities, among other things, determine the company ability to innovate and compete. As we know about this, today's the competitive era, we can compete. It means the business, new technologies or new ideas should be required for the producing of goods and services, and also the selling and purchasing of goods and services by the customers. That is also required the research and development. Then also the financial factors like financial policies related to finance, it means money matters, or related to this, the set of the rules and regulations should be required. And another thing is a financial position, whether the company is getting a profit or a loss, or they're showing the business is a deficit or profit, that should be known. And the performance of the business, and whatever the required strategies should be adapted for the getting a more profit, and also take some decisions. These are all the miscellaneous factors is affected in the business environment. Then come to the point of external environment. In the external environment, the business environment consisting of a two, that is micro environment and a macro environment. Under micro environment, the suppliers, customers, competitors, market intermediaries, financiaries, and also the publics. They are all comes under the micro environment. And macro environment. Under macro environment, the economic, political, socio-cultural, natural and technological environment, and also the global. Next, we will discuss the internal environment. We already discussed it. And another thing is the internal environment value system, and micro and as well as the macro. Under the micro environment, the environment which is close to the business and affects its capacity to work is known as micro or operating environment. Whatever the financial capacity or strengthening of the business, they have to know it consisting of suppliers, those who are supplying of raw materials to the companies or a business, and also the any other raw materials suppliers, and customers. Customers means yesterday we were discussing. Without the customers, there is no matter of any buying and selling activities that should be required. And competitors, it means as a customers, they are need a quality of the goods and services at a reasonable price that can be provided through the competitors. When the competition is arise between the businessman to businessman, they are providing a reasonable rate. The quality of the goods is provided. And the publics and market intermediaries. The market intermediaries, without the intermediaries, the whatever they are producing of goods and services that cannot be reached to the ultimate customers or consumers. That is also most important in the micro environment. The micro environment is also known as the task environment. It's a task. It means it requires so much of what hard work for the completion of whatever the operating is done in the business, because the micro environment factors have been direct bearing on whatever they are producing of goods and services. This related to that, that is directly connected by the micro environment. In the micro environment, the suppliers, who is that suppliers? We should know about this. They are the person who supply the raw materials and require the components of the company, whatever they require. As we know about this, it means raw materials, and also whatever the resources is available, they must be reliable to the business and have to multiply multiple suppliers. That is, they should not be depending upon the only one suppliers. As you know about this, what we are purchasing of goods and services, whether we take an example for the what we are using a Lye soap or a Dove soap or any other soaps. When we are depending on that particular product, the only one seller or only one supplier that cannot be depended by the customers. Another supplier or a seller is available in the market. Based on this, it's a very risky to depending on a single supplier because of strikes, lockout, or any other production problem. As we know about this, at the time of the lockdown, COVID, the lockdown is taken a place. In that circumstances, we can't what depending upon the only single suppliers. And just I told you that is affected to the production of the goods and services. The supplier may be seriously affected to the company. Similarly, the changing in the attitude or a behavior of the suppliers may also affect the company. It means some of the suppliers they are not continuously touch with the suppliers. It means consumers, those who are required. In some circumstances, intentionally they are delayed or denied or delayed. In that circumstances, they have to depending on the other suppliers. Hence, multiple sources of a supply often helps reduce the such risks. Whatever we have sources, the multiple sources that can be utilized. Then customers are the business exists only because of its customers. Without the customers, there is no matter of any business written in the business world. Monitoring the customer's sensitivity is therefore the prerequisite of a business is a success. Without a customers, there is no matter of any business is a success or a failure. A company may have a different categories of the customers, like individuals, households, industries, other commercial establishment, government, and other institutions. Depending upon a single customer is often too risky because of it may place the company in a poor bargaining position. The type of the customers are wholesaler, retailers, industries, as we know about this, the government and other institutions, and also the foreigners, it means NRIs. From these risks, they're losing the business consequent of the winding up of the business by the customers due to customers switching over to one customers over one product to another. It means the competitors of the company. The choice of the customer segment should be made the considering a number of factors, including the relative profitability, dependability, stability of a demand, growth prospects, and the extent of the competition. Then next thing is market intermediaries. Who are the market intermediaries? Let's we know about this. The microenvironment of the company may consist of a number of market intermediaries, that is, which are the firm that aid the company is promoting, selling and distribution its goods in a final buyers to its final buyers. The marketing intermediaries including middlemen and also the marketing agencies, financial intermediaries, physical intermediaries. It means who help the company in finding the customers or make a sales to them. That is, physical distribution firms which assist the company in stocking and moving goods from their origin to their destination, from the producers to ultimate users, assist the company in targeting the promoting its products to right markets such as advertising agencies, marketing research firms, media firms, consulting firms, financial intermediaries which finance marketing activities to ensure the business risks. Marketing intermediaries are vital links between the company and final consumers. A dislocation or disturbance of the link or a wrong choice of the link may cost the company very heavily. what we are expecting a cheap rate of the product that is automatically increased the from the marketing intermediaries in some circumstances in the business environment. They are also important in the external in the marketing in the intermediaries under the micro environment under the external environment. Then competitors. Who are the competitors? The competitors plays a vital role in running of any business enterprises. Without a competition, there is no matter of a success of the company or a business. Business has to adjust its various business activities according to the behavior of the competitors. It means sometimes the competitors given a less rate of the product. Sometimes they are increasing of the product rate. In that circumstances, they have to changing the prices structure. Consequent to the liberalization, the competitive environment in India has been undergoing a significant change. Liberalizing the policies. When the liberalizing the policies means conditions, the competitors are more, then that will affect it to the market. It means sudden changes is also taken place. Many companies have restructured their business portfolio based on the what the competitors and whatever they are having a strategies according to the competition. It means some competitors they are given a digital services. Some competitors they are not providing a digital physical distribution strategies they were using. They personally visited and they gave the assurance. Like this, they have to adjust and they have to using different strategies for the selling of goods and services. Then public, any group who has actual interest in the business enterprises is termed as a public. Whether they directly or indirectly they are showing an interest. Example, media and the local public. They may be a user or non-users of the product. As we know about this, sometimes we are not using such product, but we know the each and every information related to that particular product. Like this, media public can seriously affect any business. This can be used to publish useful information, but sometimes the media public can tarnish the image of the company also. In some circumstances, they don't know whether they knowingly or unknowingly. It means knowingly they are doing a mistakes, or unknowingly it means the fraud is also taken a place. Local public can also affect the business of the enterprises. It is also most important whether the local peoples they were not using that particular product. There is no matter of extension of the business market. But fruitful cooperation between the business and the local public may be established between the local people and as well as the what business. When they are maintaining a cordial relationship, that can be given a benefit to the company and as well as the local community of the people. The public is also an important. Then financiaries. Another important micro environmental factor is the financials of the company. Besides the financial capabilities, their policies and strategies, attitudes, ability to provide a non-financial assistance are very important. It means whatever the risk is buried by the companies. As we know about this, whether they again take an example for the live example at the time of the COVID, so many companies they were facing a lot of a problem. They were taking so much of a risk related to finance. In that circumstances, ability to provide a non-financial assistance are very important by the financiaries in the water micro environment. They are all the micro environmental factors. The macro environment. Macro environment is also known as a general environment, other than the internal environment. It means and remote environment. Macro factors are generally more uncontrollable than micro environment. See, related to micro environment, the suppliers, customers, competitors, the public, market intermediaries, and also the financiaries. In some circumstances, we can control, but here we can't control. When the macro factors become uncontrollable, the success of the company depending upon its ability to the environment. Whatever they are having capability, adaptability, whatever they can adapt, based on that they can judge the macro environment, that is namely the demographic, economic and natural, technological, political and cultural forces. Macro environment includes economic, social, demographic, cultural, political, legal, technological, and physical. What's the meaning of economic environment? We should know about this. Economic environment, it's very complex. It means we can't easily judge the dynamic in nature that keeps on changing with the change in the policies and the political situation. It has three elements. Are you clear about this? It means that is affected from the, it means it has three elements, that is economic condition of public, business cycle, and the growth of the economy are important factors defining the economic environment. A business cycle, it means buying and selling activities and also purchasing of raw material and the growth of the economy. This is an important factor for the defining of an economic environment. It means when they are earning, when they are growing, they are earning the profit more, that will affect it to the economy. When they are making a more economy, that will affect it to our economic environment. The stage of the economic development decides the size and local or domestic markets and its dynamic effects on the business, whatever the effects, and economic policies of the country. Policy means, I told you, the set of the rules and regulations related to the financial matters. That is, the government decides the economic environment of a business through the following. That are the policies like budgets, industrial relations. As we know about this budget, each and every year the government and each and every sector they're preparing their own budget for the fulfillment of their own requirements. And industrial regulations, it means rules and regulations related to establishment of industries. Whatever the LPG, liberalization and privatization and also the globalization, it is also taken up place. And economic planning, whatever the requirement of the capital or an economic problem, whether the related to a short term or a long term planning, it is also taken a place under the economic policies. And import and export regulations. Yesterday I told you related to import and export regulations. In the olden days, we were facing a lot of problems related to import and export regulations. It means so much of conditions they were fixing for the export and importing of goods and services from one country to another country. Now that is liberalized. Based on this information, the policies have to be prepared and business laws. It means related to business. As we know about this, the contract is also taken a place between the buyer and seller, between the what supplying of raw materials or any others relating to business. The rules and regulations is also taken a place, and industrial policies. One side is a regulations and another side is a policies, that is also taken a place under the economic policies. Other economic factors, that is infrastructural facilities for the providing of a basic needs to the companies or a business or industries. As we know about this, water, shelter, road, or anything else, and also banking facilities, insurance companies, money market, the market which are called for the short-term instruments can be marketed in the money market within a period of 1 year. Capital market is a market for long-term market, that is a 5 to 15 years market. Some instruments can be taken a place. These are all the economic environmental factors, and also various laws such as Factories Act. According to factories, whatever the factories were established, where we want to establish our establishment of a factories, we should need to follow in the rules and regulations that should be fixed under the Factories Act. Under the Factories Act, they are providing a what health, welfare, and health, welfare benefits, and also the whatever the requirement of the what wages. Under the wages, they were also comes under the Factories Act. And Industrial Disputes Act is also taken a place under this. Industrial disputes. What's the meaning of disputes? The quarrel between the two peoples that will take a place in the industries between the employee and the employer, employee and employee, employee and workman. There is a they between them they were arising of disputes. When the arising of a disputes, that is required a what control. How they are controlling the disputes between these peoples? They can control through what making a separate act, that is Industrial Dispute Act. Then the Companies Act is also taken a place for the establishment of a companies, and framed by the central government and also the state government and local bodies, attached officers, subordinate officers. International Labour Organization is also taken a place to regulate the business, also form the part of the economic environment of the business. Like this, the economic policies is taken a place. Then economic system. The economic system existing in the country, it also affects the business enterprises to a very great extent. The economic system of the country may be free enterprise, that is capitalist, and also socialist and communist. Like this, these are all the three what a system is taken a place under the economic system. What's the meaning of a capitalist? A person who uses their wealth to invest in a trade and industry for profit in accordance with the principles of a capitalist. That is a capitalist. Then socialist. What's the meaning of a socialist? Socialist is also a person who advocates or practices socialism. She was a lifelong socialist. And another thing is communist. Communist is also a person who supports or believes in the principles of communist. I was very left wing, but I was never a communist. Like this, a person who supports or believes in the principles of a communism, that is the economic system. Just I told you the other factors is also taken a place. Then next thing is political environment. What's the meaning of a political environment? The political environment refers to the influence or exerted by the three political institutions: legislation, executive, and judiciary. Political belief of government, political strength of the country, relations with the other countries, defense and military policies, center state relationship in the country, thinking opposition parties towards a business unit. These are all the political environment components. The legislature decides on a particular course of action. That is, government is executive and its job is to implement the whatever was decided by the parliament. It means implementation of rules and regulations. The judiciary has to ensure that both the legislative and executive function in the public interest. Jurisdictions, it means the limits has to be fixed. Limits, it means the boundaries or constitutions have to be fixed for the implementation of the rules and regulations. That is most important. Legal and political environment provides a framework within which business is to function, and its existence depend upon the success with which it can face the various challenges constructed out of a political and legal environment. The overall success of the business will depend upon the political stability in the country. As we know about this, there are some factors which may be politically unstable. It means civil war. Related to civil war, whatever the rules and regulations have to be framed by the government based on that. The declaration of the emergency in the country, that is also changes in the form of a structure or administration of the government. These are all influenced in the what a political or components of the political environment. It means defense related to whatever the required a civil war or a declaration of an emergency war, that can be center state relationship in the country, that is most important. It's a chain link. When they are maintaining of a good relationship between the this, it means in the state level, from the taluk level, it means before that we want to know taluk panchayat level to taluk level to state level to central level. In these ways, they have to maintaining a cordial relationship, and thinking opposition parties towards a business unit. Whatever the rules and regulations are to be prepared by the government, whatever the thinking of or whatever they are thinking about the business unit by the opposite parties, they have to think under the political environment. Next thing is socio-cultural environment. It is influenced, exercised by social and cultural factors, not within the control of a business. It's also known as a socio-cultural environment. These factors include attitude of the poor people to work, family system, religion, education, marriage, etc. It means socio-cultural environment factors have considerable influence on the non-economic of the business. It is not related to the economic environment or a financial matter. It's consisting of a culture or cultivated behavior of an individual within a society. The individual people, they are having their own behavior that is affected to their attitude. Socio-cultural environment refers to the influence exercised by certain factors which are beyond the company's gate. Such factors we should know about this, that is people's attitude to work and health, whatever they are, how they are working, whether hard workers or smoothly they are working. And also they have to know, see the what health, good health is the most important thing. And the role of the family, and also the marriage, this is also social cultural environment related component. And the religion and education, as you know about this different religion, and also providing education is differ from one place to one place to another place, or one country to another country. And ethical issues, each and every people they are having their own ethics, that is also differ from one place to another place and one person to another person. In that circumstances, and social responsibility of the business, what we are nowadays we are discussing, the corporate social responsibility, that is also most important thing. As we know about this, whether they take an example for the Infosys company, they were taken a what adoption of the education institutions, and also the animals like this. And also they are providing of what infrastructural facilities to the villages, adoption of the villages by the different companies, and adoption of the peoples, those who are don't have a capacity to get the education from their parents. In that circumstances they were given a taken a adaptation like this. In our universities also taken a what adaptation of the are providing some social services to the educational institutions, it means the government schools like this. And also different universities like this, they are providing a social response, they are get what managing the social responsibility of the business. Social class and caste of a person go a long way in the deciding of the business activities in relation to its products and marketing activities. As you know about this, that is decided the social class. It means the different classes, what they are decided for the purchasing of the goods, for the purchasing of any goods and services, that will decided by the long way deciding the business activities. Then tradition, each and every person there, each and every region they are having their own tradition. Whether they take an example for the dress like this, the dress tradition is a different from one place to another place, or a food habits, that is also different from one place to another place. Customs, each and every people they are having their own customs. And social attitudes have changed the attitudes and beliefs of the persons, which have their effect on the business environment. Attitude of the people, that is most important. When the person is believe that particular product, which product is produced by the companies, then they were purchasing. Otherwise, they can't purchase. Whether they are not believing of that particular product, even though today they were not believing of each and every people, there is no matter of any what beliefness. From the marketing point of view, both the caste and the class structure are relevant. Yes, definitely, of course. We have to know about this, the class of the structure. It means middle class people or top level top level class people or lower level class people. That is also most important, and also the caste. As we know about this, the different caste they are wearing a different dress codes or any other things. Them influencing purchasing a pattern, whatever they are having a capacity for the purchasing of a goods and services, that is dependent. While dealing with a social environment, we must consider the social environment of the business is encompasses its social responsibility and alertness. It means the vigilance of the consumers of the society at a large. That is most important. However, alertness is most important for rather than the purchasing of goods and services. and technological environment. What's the meaning of a technological environment? The technological environment is systematic application of the scientific known as technology. Every day there has been a vast changes in the products. Yes, definitely. And services, whatever the services is provided by the business, lifestyle and living conditions. As you know about this, that is depending upon the income of the group, income of the peoples. When the earning capacity is more, the lifestyle is also become a more. It means the standard of living is more. The living conditions is also more. These changes must be analyzed by every business unit. Whether whether they are not analyze these things, they are not become a success. And should we adopt these changes, whatever the requirement of the changes that should be. It means in order to survive in today's competitive world, a business has to adopt technological changes from time to time. Constant innovation is essential because of the purpose of every business is to create a customers. As you know about this, whether the take an example for the what Zomato or any other people, they are serving of what food services. They are providing to the food products like this here also, and therefore every business enterprises has two basic functions, that is marketing and innovation. Marketing is one of whatever they are using a different tactics for the marketing of their own products, that is dependent. Ultimately, that is given a good result. And innovation is the most important thing. Without innovation, they can't become success in the field of marketing. In a technological environment, the product or service remain the same, but the method of performing of a function is always new. They should finding, that is depending upon the technological environment. It is also includes the research base of decisions. It means they have to study it in depthly. Research identify the consumer's needs and provides the information for target setting. It means is a setting of a goal and programming the complete marketing effort. Whatever the what programs are fixed by the companies based on that. And one of the way in which product innovation may be stimulated by the establishment of a research and development department in the enterprises. They were stimulated. The research and development department is most important, are now directed to the into computer, sales energy, material science, and laser technology they were also using. The fast changes in the technology is also create a problem for enterprises. These render plants and products obsolete quickly. As we know about this, this is most a problem to the enterprises. Sudden changes we can't easily accept as a businessman. Whatever the requirement of the sudden changes, they have to invest huge. They can't easily bearable such a type of the expenditures. In the product market, technology matrix has a much shorter life today than in the past. Whatever they were adopting of a technology, whether they take an example for the what we are using edible oils. In the olden days, they that should be what getting through manual or some type of the machineries they were using with the help of the bulls. Nowadays, we are using the automated machineries for producing of edible oils. As we know about this, and the research and development are directed in the computer sales energy and also the laser technology. The fast changes that cannot be what easily adapted. Product market and the technology matrix is also having a short period of time. A firm which is unable to cope with these technological changes may not be survived. Ultimately, the result is become a big zero, where in the which company they were not ready to adapt a new technology, or they can't providing a such whatever the requirement of the what peoples that cannot be provided by the companies, utter flop by the companies. Then demographic environment. It's a study of a perspective of a population. As we know about this, it's a size, standard of a living, growth rate, and age, sex composition. Family size is also most important. Income level, etc. Every business unit must see these features, population, and recognize their various needs and produce accordingly. It means demographic factors, like just I told you, size and growth rate, sex composition, and population is also most important. Family size, as we know about this nowadays, only the four peoples or two peoples or three peoples are the family size. In the olden days, 10 or 15 members in the family. That is also important in the demographic environment. Economic satisfaction of a population. Then education level is also most important in the demographic environment. Without education, they can't able to understand related to the product or a business or any other things. And also the caste and the religion. All these demographic factors are relevant to the business. These factors affect the demand for the goods and services. And growing a population and increasing income are the main factors for the growth of the market, because a rapidly increasing of a population, it indicates that growing a demand for the many products. Not only they were relying on only one product, or depending upon the only one product. High population growth rate indicates an enormous increasing labor supply. Cheap labor and growing markets have encouraged by the multinationals to invest in developing countries like this. These are all the demographic environment. Then legal environment. What's the meaning of a legal environment? As we know about this, the legal environment. The legal environment, that is related to the set of rules and regulations. Legal environment includes the flexibility and adaptability. Sometimes then we need a flexibility that should be based on the what flexibility of the rules and regulations, and adaptability of law. It means set of rules and regulations when the business is adopting, and other legal rules governing the business. It may include the exact ruling and the decisions of the courts. The legal environment is the most important thing. It means when the business is getting a more what a profit, whatever they want to enjoy in that profit, whether they are legally earning that profit, there is no matter of any misusing of the profit. There is no matter of sticking in the what a society like this. And wherever they need a requirement of the fulfilling of the rules and regulations that should be fulfilled by the business, there is no matter of entering into a court metal, or there is no matter of any lockdown, sorry, lockouts of the company or any other things. In the case of what establishment of a factory, or any rules and regulations related to the employees, and also whatever the company is getting or a business is getting a profit through legally, whatever they were distributing, there is no matter of any what dissolution or dissolve the companies. Then physical environment includes the location of the business. That is most important. As we know about this physical environment, when we establishment of a factory, that is required what basic infrastructure and facilities, the business where it is operating, that is also most important. It also includes the climate and the topography of the as well as the surroundings from where the business is gets its raw materials. When the companies are located in the urban areas, there is no matter of easily availability of raw materials nowadays. That is also available, but the most first and foremost thing is where the company is established. The availability of the resources is the most important thing, and also the physical environment acts as a market for the output produced by a business. Whatever the markets is a producing of a goods and services, that should be reached to the each and every what the users of the that particular product. And one more point there is a missing, that is what international environment. International environment, another environmental factors, which is fast emerging as their force reckon. International environment implicates the global and international environment are as follows. That are all. Due to liberalization, Indian companies are forced to view the business issues from the global perspective, not a state level or what a national level, international level, or globally. And safe and protected markets are no longer there in the international level. There is no matter of a safe. And world is become a small in size due to advanced means of transport and communication facilities. Each and every day they were taken so much of changes. Learning of a foreign languages is a must for every business managers. As we know about this translation or a transcription, uh, the so many companies were taken a place. That is also a business in our country. Acquiring familiarity with the foreign currencies is also a must in the international environment. Facing a political and legal uncertainties is inevitable. They should face it. And to survive, uh, amidst in the intention competition, every business should to try to adapt its products to different customers' needs and tastes. That is also most important. Then come to the point of environmental scanning. What's the meaning of environmental scanning? Environmental scanning is one essential component of the global environmental analysis. It's a monitoring, evaluating, disseminating of information from the external environmental to key people within the corporation. A corporation uses this tool to avoid strategic surplus and to ensure its long-term health and sustainability of the business. As we know about this, as an employees, as we should need a what good health in that circumstances. That is most important. When they are maintaining of a good health related to business, that is there is a matter of a what long-term survival of the business, sustainability of the business. Environmental scanning can be defined as the study of the interpretation of the political, economical, social, and technological events and trends which influence a business, an industry, even a total market. That is also taken a place under the environmental scanning. Under the environmental scanning, they are having a different. It means it involves the two phases. For the gathering and evaluation, that is verbal and technical. Verbal information, search and scanning, spying, techniques of environmental scanning, economic techniques. Here, two phases, verbal and written information. The verbal information includes information obtained by the direct talk with the people. Are you clear about this? It means face to face interaction is the most important. and by attending seminars. As we know about this, whatever we need information when we are attending of different seminars, we can. And another thing is meetings between the peoples, and also what written information. It is also one of the most important information or a documentary information. It includes both the published and unpublished materials. Search and scanning. Search and scanning. This involves the research for obtaining the required information. Whatever we want to, what getting a new things based on that. It means a number of organizations have clipping services which constantly scans newspapers and periodicals and prepare clippings containing information required by the different departments or executives of the organizations. Many organizations have management information system for systematic gathering. Management information from the top level, lower level, processing and storing of dissemination informations. And management information is generally regarded as a very useful information. Then spying. Spying, you though it is not considered as ethical. Spying is to get the information about the competitors is not uncommon. This spying competition. These three pertaining to source of information, methods for gathering information, the true forecasting. Forecasting by the corporate planners or other staff, personal or consultations. This pertain to use the information gathered by the above three mentioned, like this. Then next class I will give information regarding of economic environment and also Niti Ayog. Then I will continue the next class. Thank you, one and all. I think you are all are getting the information regarding of this, and also you can expect the questions from these. It means external factors, define business environment, explain in detail the external environment, define business environment, explain macro environment, give an account of micro environment. Like this, we can expect the questions. Thank you, one and all.